Hello to all YouTubers and welcome back to another how-to video by New York Steelo. And today we're going to be covering how to properly set up a deep sand bed. I've gotten an overwhelming amount of questions with people who have an already established tank, meaning a tank that's been running for several months to a year or maybe even longer, and you guys have a shallow sand bed and you want to basically go ahead and step up the game and add a deep sand bed. We're going to talk about the do's and don'ts here. This is an extremely important topic, and hopefully with me releasing this video, if I get any more questions on the topic, I'm going to send you back to this video. Now, before we even go into how to properly set up the deep sand bed, we're going to take a closer look at some of the life that is evident in this particular deep sand bed, especially the macrofauna, which is the bigger life that's seen by us easily. 90% of the life in the deep sand bed is microfauna, meaning microscopic, that you would need a microscope to be able to see it. But this life and everything that you will see visually now with the close-up, I'm going to try to capture a lot of the activity that's on the top 1 inch of the deep sand bed. And if you have a deep sand bed and you don't see this life, you need to question your methods of properly seeding the deep sand bed. We're going to talk about how to properly seed it as well. We're going to go ahead and edit the video quickly here, and we're going to take a closer look. So let's go ahead and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're quickly back here, and we're looking at the left side of the tank, and I went ahead and fed the tank so you guys can see the critters just coming out. And we're gonna take a closer look here, and you're gonna see bristle worms galore. I mean, they're all over this sand bed here. You're gonna see a Nacera snail there. You're gonna see life that is basically going to work tirelessly, and I mean tirelessly, to keep this deep sand bed working properly. These critters are absolutely beneficial. They will not eat your corals, guys. Big misconception when it comes to bristle worms. Let's take a closer look here at the front of the tank. See if I can position myself comfortably here. Now here, this piece of coral here, which by the way has just grown tremendously. A few months back, maybe 2 to 3 months, I had it fall down as a piece of a frag, and it actually came out of this one here, and you can see that it's just grown tremendously. Really healthy looking tank. You're gonna see a group of about 6 or 7 bristle worms coming out of this little dead shell there. You're going to see lots of caves, tunnels, crevices, all of which are built by this very life, which is, like I said, working tirelessly. Now, you're going to see also a lot of little tubes coming out of the deep sand bed, and these are other types of worms that string out this white little stringy worms. You can see them there. See if I can capture this for you guys. They're reaching out, trying to find that food, and really doing an excellent job here. Now let's see if I can see some copepods here. And you can see there's copepods there. Now it is a daytime, and during the day, a lot of these critters are mostly nocturnal. And so they will come out mostly during the night. And if I take a flashlight and basically illustrate to you guys some of the life that's going on at the surface of the deep sand bed during the night, you guys will be completely overwhelmed with the life there. Now, if your deep sand bed, for those of you who have a deep sand bed, let's go ahead and take a look here. Under this blue clam here, you're gonna see there's bristle worms living there as well. Let's take a look on the right side. You're gonna see bristle worms living and just moving around everywhere. This is a properly established deep sand bed. Now this is the right side of the tank. You're going to see lots of gas bubbles there produced by the bacteria that consume the nitrates and release it back as a form of nitrogen gas. Now here's another naturist snail there. Bristle worms all over the place. Now keep in mind that this is just the macro life that I'm showing you guys here. Let me see if I can, oh, there's this is a sea star here, a Brittle Sea Star. I have thousands of these little white and colorful sea stars. You're gonna see some of them here on this blue sponge. Let me see if I can capture that. Their tentacles are definitely sticking out there. But now that we've gone ahead and taken a closer look at some of the life in the deep sand bed, let's go ahead and edit the video quickly here as well. So I can, oh, there's a little copepod there. Just kind of chilling. He's not even worried about getting eaten or anything, because there's so much food within the deep sand bed. So we're gonna go ahead and edit the video here once more, and we'll be right back, and we're going to properly discuss how to set up a deep sand bed, guys. We'll be right back. Okay, so now that you guys got a quick glimpse of some of the life evident in that deep sand bed, now we're gonna move on to talking about how to properly set one up. Now, I'm not gonna get into detail on how a deep sand bed works, or its pros and cons, its benefits or disadvantages, because I've already released a 2-part video about a year ago on deep sand beds. Video number 1, where I illustrate a brand new deep sand bed on the 30-gallon nano system. You're gonna see cyanobacteria growing on it. Basically, it was trying to mature itself. And in that video, I described the benefits of a deep sand bed. Now, video number 2 is even more important to view. Video number 2 illustrates a 3-plus-year-old deep sand bed that I disturb, and you're gonna see that it's as clean as if I added the sand yesterday. Now, all of this is achieved by setting it up properly and seeding it properly with good quality live rock. Now, if you're just starting out in the hobby, now's the best time for you to set up a deep sand bed. It's better to get it done and over with since day number 1. It's a pricey investment. I highly recommend you to use live sand, and it's pricey, guys. I mean, we're talking, in this particular tank, I've gone ahead and set up this deep sand bed using 8 bags of bioactive live sand at 25 bucks a pop. So we're talking $200, but it's an investment that is going to pay off in the long run, guys. I mean, it's a full-blown living ecosystem and a filter for your tank. It's basically, I owe to the deep sand bed the fact that I don't do water changes, the fact that the nitrates stay down to almost undetectable levels, the fact that the life just recycles the waste in the tank. It's really an awesome type of filtration, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts here. I would not set up another reef without a deep sand bed, but this is just my opinion. You can be successful with a shallow sand bed. However, it will require more maintenance. You're going to have to siphon it with every water change and the such. And so, if you're just starting out, it's the best way to do it. The seeding of the deep sand bed is just as important as the sand that is used. And for that, I recommend you use all live rock. Now, good quality live rock, I've mentioned this in many of my videos as well as in my posts, and I'm gonna define that for you. It's basically rock that was taken from the ocean to the distributor to you. This is the best rock to use. No ifs, ands, or buts here, guys. It's the best rock. It's rock that's been sitting in the ocean for years and is just completely populated with the very life that you want to seed your deep sand bed with. Now, considering that you just set up the system, it's been running for a few months, and you've got a shallow sand bed and you want to go ahead and upgrade. This is why I wanted to make this video, because I've gotten an overwhelming amount of questions on that, and we're going to talk about the 2 steps that you can take to achieve a deep sand bed. Step number 1, you can go ahead and add, say for example, a little bit of sand here and a little bit of sand there. 10 pounds here, and in 2 weeks you can come back and add another 10 pounds. This is done so that you can give the top 1 inch opportunity to survive, to basically move up to the top of the deep sand bed. See, you have to understand that a deep sand bed has different layers. It has life that only lives in the deep areas, life that lives in the middle, and life that lives in the top. If you go ahead and add 60 pounds of live sand to your tank, you're going to be trapping that top 1 inch life, and you're going to basically cause dead spots and hydrogen sulfide spots. Your deep sand bed is going to start smelling like rotten eggs, and from there you're going to run into serious problems. So if you're going to set one up, you must take these steps into consideration. You can add a little bit here, a little bit there. Now, there's a faster way to do this. Because if you're going to be adding 10 pounds and then 2 weeks later another 10 pounds, I mean, we're talking 3 to 6 months before you can reach a deep sand bed. You can do the following. You can go ahead and remove the establishing shallow sand bed that you have in your reef, and you can add all brand new live sand. You can add 4 inches, must be 4 inches, guys. There is no in between here. You either have a shallow sand bed, 1 to 1.5 inches, or you have a 4 inch or deeper deep sand bed. But you can go ahead and add this brand new 4 inch deep sand bed to your tank with live sand, which will probably cause a mini cycle, but it will be so quick that it won't necessarily affect your animals to the point that you're probably going to experience a death. But once you add this new 4 inch deep sand bed, you can take the existing shallow sand bed and sprinkle it on top, 3/4 of an inch to about an inch of that old sand to seed it and help it out further. You don't want to trap the waste beneath, and I've gotten so many questions on this subject. Hopefully with the release of this video, I can send you guys back to this video in case you want to ask me that question. Now, with that said, I hope that you guys have gotten an understanding and a good glimpse of how good and how beneficial a deep sand bed can be for you. I'm going to be releasing a lot more videos, guys. I know it's been a while. I've been busy with work and everything, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be releasing probably another video tomorrow or within this week here. We're going to be talking about the LED upgrades, which, by the way, I had to remove and put in the 30-gallon nano system because I don't want to risk these corals. But with that said, many more videos to come, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed and learned a little something here. Give it a thumbs up if you can for me. Spread the word about this channel. And with that said, this is newyorksteelo signing out. Peace.